I met this girl when I was 10 years old, and what I love most, she had so much soul. Hey everybody, it's Old School Heart back with another cultural conversation for you guys. Thank you so much for watching the Tyler Perry review. If you have not gotten a chance to do so, please go ahead and watch part 1 and 2. Leave a comment for me. Let me know how you felt about that review. Also, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, honey, I have no idea what you're waiting on. Please subscribe to the channel. Please thumbs up this video. Please share this video and please leave a comment. So today I wanted to do a cultural conversation because something was bothering the mess out of me. And I said, you know what? Let's just make it a conversation. Let's talk about it. And let's see what other perspectives we can gain from this. So if you guys are not aware, the 62nd annual Grammys will be airing this Sunday. I know a lot of you guys may not pay very much attention to the Grammys. I know I really don't sit through the whole Grammy night. I can't do it. It's too long. It's too drawn out. It's not my favorite thing. But I do like to look at the highlights and things of that nature. I found something that didn't quite sit well with me. So there's an artist that I am totally head over heels in love with. I love this man. His name is PJ Morton. If you do not know who PJ Morton is, I will link some of his songs so that you can listen to them on YouTube. He is the son of Bishop Paul S. Morton. If you guys are Christians out there, you know who Paul S. Morton is. He's also a gospel singer himself. He sings, an artist himself. He sings Open the Floodgates of Heaven. That's a really, really popular song. It was a really, really popular song. Probably about 10, 15 years ago, maybe even longer. Let's go 20 years ago. It was a popular song. He's still one of my favorite gospel artists, actually. I have a couple of singers albums. And so PJ Morton is the son of Paul S. Morton. PJ Morton is also in Maroon 5. He is the drummer for Maroon 5. And that's how I came to know him. I had a really, really good friend, hey Chris, who was just head over heels over PJ. And I was like, who the heck is PJ, girl? She was like, you don't know who he is. And so she just started sending me music of his. And I instantly fell in love with this man. So what I love about PJ Morton is he is such a talented man. He puts you in the mindset of Stevie Wonder. And he most definitely has the drive and the ambition and the potential to get to the level of Stevie Wonder. If he gives us a solid good albums for 10 years, he can be placed in the same level as Stevie Wonder, at least in my opinion. However, I do have an issue with the Grammys and what I've been seeing them do with PJ Morton. So in 2019, PJ Morton was nominated 4 times in the R&B category. So happy that the Grammys recognizes really good, true R&B artists. I'm here for it. I love that part. However, last year he won for How Deep Is Your Love. Now, How Deep Is Your Love is a remake of the Bee Gees. You've heard the song before. How deep is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn. So he remade that song. Now, this was on his album Gumbo. Gumbo was a really, really good, solid album. Now, he did 2 versions of Gumbo. He did the recorded version of Gumbo and then the live recording of Gumbo. So he was nominated for the live recording of Gumbo with Yebba Smith. If you don't know who Yebba Smith is, go on to Instagram, put in YEBBA, and so many videos come up of her singing. People admiring her singing. She is an up-and-coming artist. She's amazing. I love her. And I think she just has a brilliant voice. So last year, he won a Grammy for How Deep Is Your Love with Yebba Smith. So let's fast forward to 2020, where he is nominated, I believe, for, let me just check. He is nominated for 3 categories in the R&B category. And one of those is for Say So, a song that he did with JoJo. Now, we remember JoJo from way back in the day. She has been doing collaborations and different things, coming out with material. But I remember JoJo from back in the day when she was doing Get Out Right Now. It's the end of you and me. It's too late. Can't wait for you to be gone. Y'all remember that song? I used to love that song. And you know what? Marvin Sapp kind of redid that song. And it was kind of about like having the enemy, telling the enemy what to do. And he kind of made a play on that song. So, PJ Morton is nominated for 2 other categories, and then the third one is going to be with JoJo for Say So. So I'm excited for PJ because I know PJ is an awesome artist. He deserves way more nominations than that because, you know, it's just my opinion. He just is a really, really good artist. Anytime you have an artist that writes, arranges, and plays the piano on all of his music, his background singers are on point, he deserves to be nominated for every category in my own opinion, but that's just me. So let's get to why I have an issue with the Grammys. Now, most African Americans, I won't say all, most African Americans have an issue with award shows like the Grammys, like the Oscars, because there is a known issue with African Americans being snubbed for different nominations and different awards. We've seen that countless times. Let's just go through a little bit of them. In 2017, Beyonce had Lemonade, and she was snubbed for Adele's 25. Like, we all know that Beyonce killed the Lemonade album. The concept was amazing. The way that she came out with Lemonade was amazing, and it was snubbed by the Grammys for Adele. And even Adele had to admit that it was wrong. I mean, we could keep going from there. 2016, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar was snubbed by Ed Sheeran for All Right. And we already know everybody and their mama was singing All Right. Everybody knew that song was everything. Then you had Macklemore. He lost to Macklemore in 2016 for To Pimp a Butterfly, which is one of, in my opinion, one of Kendrick Lamar's best albums. Taylor Swift beat Kendrick Lamar. It's just so many things that has happened over the years, and I believe that was in 2016 as well. Beyonce, in I believe 2014 or 2015, lost to I cannot think of that guy's name. And that was a really, really good album for her. I cannot think of what that album was, but it doesn't matter. She lost. So, I mean, there has been numerous times where we've seen the Grammy snub, you know, artists based on favoritism, or, you know, who they have judging these albums and who they have on the board to judge these albums. And we've seen over the years that they've tried to place more African Americans on the judging side for the Grammy nominations. However, there are still some things that have been quite an issue. So here's the deal, you know, it's no question that these artists aren't without talent. I'm not saying Ed Sheeran is not without talent. I'm not saying Macklemore is not without talent. Adele most definitely is not without talent. What I am saying is that I'm seeing a pattern here with the Grammys snubbing certain artists, certain African-American artists. And in this particular case with PJ Morton, I'm seeing something a little bit different. So PJ had an awesome album with Gumbo. And it seems that the category that he won was with Yabba Smith. And then here we go again for 2020, him being nominated for a Grammy for his performance with JoJo. I'm not saying JoJo and Yabba are not talented women. What I am saying is that PJ's album holds without them. And I don't want him to be the artist that has to have these tag-alongs in order to be nominated or even awarded for a Grammy. I think his work speaks for itself. I think it stands alone. I think the albums were good without them, especially Gumbo. Gumbo was already a very, very, very solid album and introduced PJ Morton as a beast to be reckoned with. And so as we embark on 2020 Grammys, I'm curious to see what category he will win with. So he does have a Grammy nomination with Jasmine Sullivan for Built for Love, which is an amazing song. I think it's a wonderful song. And then he has in Best Album category. But I will be curious to see if he actually wins for those two or if he'll win for Say So with JoJo. And that's what I don't want to happen. No offense to any of these ladies, but I believe that he doesn't need them. I believe that he's a great artist. His music is timeless, and he's on the road to being something great and to having a solid legacy in R&B or whatever category he decides to put himself on. I just don't think the two white women are what's required in order for him to be recognized in a category that is mostly ours to begin with. And I will say to the Grammys, you know, the constant snubbing of artists, especially Black artists, is a mess. Because at the end of the day, we are the heartbeat of music. Without us, the music dies. There's no Grammys without Black people. Just FYI. Okay, guys, so the cultural conversations today is, do you see a pattern forming here with the Grammys? And I know some of you guys have been watching the Grammys for quite some time, and so you're going to say, yeah, I see a pattern, and that, you know, this person was snubbed, this person was snubbed. But have you seen something like this, a little bit more of what I'm talking about in regards to the Grammys? And what do you think about the Grammys? Are you still watching, or have you tuned out? Or do you just catch the highlights like I do? So that's today's cultural conversation. I will be having another one pretty soon. I'm thinking about talking about Aaron Hernandez. Let me know if that's something that you want to look at. And I will see you in my next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.